10 days, 4 mountains, 1 region. This is the good life. Two things you should know about Mount Baker. It's flat and it never snows. If you remember these two things, you're going to be alright. At least, that's what the locals told us. But then, locals who don't want to talk about their hidden gem or why this resort is still almost completely unknown, despite having some of the best terrain in the lower 48. Mount Baker would be the final stop on our Pacific Northwest tour. There is no cell service, no cable, no internet. Just thousands of snow-covered acres ready to be explored. We lucked out when Baker local and pro skier Zack Giffin volunteered to show us around the mountain. Zack was born and raised in Colorado, but no resort in Colorado had enough terrain to satisfy Zack. One trip to Baker, and he was hooked. We met Zack at Wake and Bake Coffee in the sleepy town of Glacier, about 30 minutes from the mountain's base, to get a briefing of our day.
Here is your veggie breakfast burrito and coffee.
One thing about Mount Baker is that the road that goes there, it doesn't go anywhere else. You know, once you get to the end of the road, you get to Mount Baker, you're literally surrounded by vast expanse of wilderness.
Mount Baker is located an hour and a half outside Bellingham, Washington, which is almost the last town in the U.S. before you hit the Canadian border. The resort is known for record-breaking snow in 1998 and 99, and for having some of the steepest terrain anywhere.
There's pretty burly terrain, and there's some people that make it their life goal to kind of just understand and explore that.
Our plan was simple: try to keep up with Zack as he showed us around. It was going to be a rowdy day.
One thing that has kept me at Mount Baker is that there's so much opportunity to explore. And the ski area is really, it's a pretty small place. But if you include the backcountry, which kind of extends to the entire North Cascades, it becomes huge. I stumbled across this place when I was 18, and it just had such a profound impact on me and filled me with such a sense of wonder and awe, and I just haven't been able to find that anywhere else. That I just want the people to come here to just kind of take a step back and understand that they're stepping into a special place.
Why the pills?
Because it hurts. Everything hurts.
After skiing, we took time to enjoy one of Glacier's treasures, the locally owned Milano's restaurant, which features fantastic Italian food and owners who are skiers and lovers of the mountain. Kicking back with fresh seafood and homemade pasta, we reflected with Zack on our days on the road. The last 10 days had been exactly what a ski trip should be. We had enjoyed good food and beer, met new friends who were gracious enough to show us around, and we'd explored 4 resorts that each had their own outstanding terrain. From Mount Hood Meadows to Crystal Mountain to Stevens Pass and finally Mount Baker, the narrative had been the same. The Pacific Northwest is the real deal. It can rain, but it also snows like nowhere else in the U.S. The ski areas are low in altitude, but big in terrain. Driving into Seattle for our last night, the sun peeked through from behind the Space Needle. It was the first time we'd really seen the sun in 10 days. Fittingly, it was still snowing in Baker.